Hi, I'm Joe James, and I'm back. In this video, I'm going to talk about how millionaires use credit cards. I hope to offer you some useful tips in how to avoid paying extra fees in credit cards, but also how to build up better credit using your credit cards. Although I am a self-made multimillionaire, I'm really not ultra rich. I'm a working class person. I don't know if I can really speak for all millionaires, but I can speak for myself, and these are my own personal experience from using credit cards. So first I'll tell you what I use credit cards for. I use credit cards to pay for just about everything. Almost everything I buy, even a $2 cup of coffee, I pay with my credit card. It's a convenience. For me, that's the biggest thing. Credit card is a convenience. It makes it fast and easy to pay. I don't have to handle money. I don't have to get coins back. I don't have to get change back. I don't have to deal with all that. I don't have to figure out where to put the coins and how to get rid of the coins after I get a pocket full of coins back. I don't have to carry money in my pocket. So credit cards are absolutely, first and foremost, a convenience. And for that reason, I pay for almost everything I buy with a credit card, just for the convenience factor alone. How much balance do I carry over from one month to the next on my credit card? Zero. I pay off my balance on both of my two credit cards every single month in full. So I don't carry over any balance ever. How much do I pay every month in fees on my credit card? Again, zero, right? If you don't carry any balance over, you don't pay any fees on the credit card. So I pay off my balance every month using AutoPay. So it's paid directly from my bank account automatically. I don't need to worry about writing out a check. I don't need to worry about going online to make a payment or mailing in a payment in an envelope. None of that. It's all paid automatically from my bank account every month in full. So I never carry over any balance on the credit card. And that's how I avoid paying fees. So I pay no fees at all to my credit card company. Now, I also don't use my credit card as an ATM. So credit cards may offer you the service that, hey, you can get a cash advance through your credit card, but there's typically a fee for that. So I don't do that. I use my ATM card if I need cash. I use my credit card if I want to buy something. How much limit do I need on a credit card? Well, just enough to cover my monthly expenses, really. So $1,000 to $2,000 a month is enough for me to cover all of my monthly expenses, travel expenses, food, whatever. Hotel if I go on a trip, something like that. So I don't need a very big limit. Probably a $2,500 limit on my credit card is enough for me, and I only have two credit cards. So I have really just one credit card that I use for almost every purchase, and then I have a backup credit card if for some reason that credit card gets rejected. Maybe the magnetic stripe doesn't work or whatever. Really, you only need enough limit to cover your monthly expenses. So how much is the most money you would spend in a month? Maybe it's a lot more than the average. If your average spend in a month is $1,000, you might want to have your limit closer to $2,500 so that you have some buffer there. But you don't need a $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 limit. They have credit cards now, these platinum cards or whatever, with $50,000 limits. Well, that might be very prestigious, but it's kind of stupid too, right? Because you may have some liability for that credit line. If someone should steal your card or you lose a card or something like that, that's a really big headache to worry about. The fact that you have a $50,000 credit line on this credit card that now is in who knows, you don't know whose hands, right? So why have a bigger credit line on your credit card than you need? So how many credit cards do you need? Like I said, I only have two credit cards. You really only need one credit card, but it's good to have a backup in case there's, for some reason, that credit card is rejected by the machine. So a lot of times there's a magnetic stripe problem or whatever. These chips, the chip reader doesn't work. This credit card doesn't work in that chip reader. So I always have a backup card that sometimes I need. But I use one credit card for almost all of my purchases. I think it's safe to have a backup card just in case I need it. But more than two cards seems kind of silly. I really don't understand why people would carry 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 credit cards in their pocket. There's absolutely no reason to. One important tip with credit cards is don't use credit cards to buy things you can't afford. Just stop. Don't do it. If you can't afford to pay for the balance in full at the end of the month, then stop making purchases. So if you don't really need that new sofa, then don't buy it, right? If you can't afford to pay for it in full, then don't buy it on your credit card. So the credit card should be viewed as a convenience for purchasing things, not as a means of borrowing money to buy things that you don't have the money for. because you're going to pay probably a 20% interest rate on that purchase, and you're going to be paying monthly payments on it for a long time to come. And that's kind of silly. That's not what credit cards are intended for. Now, I'm sure the credit card company loves that because they're making a killing on you. They're making a ton of money off of you. But for your benefit, you're better off to only buy things that you can afford to pay for in full, and then use the credit card as a convenience. Now, there are some other benefits of credit cards that I didn't mention yet. They do offer some cash back, which is just a nice little perk, but it's not a reason to spend more money. And then they sometimes offer insurance on some of your purchases. So if you buy something that, let's say, it breaks within the first month, you have the extra security that you could make an insurance claim through your credit card for that item. The credit card company, if you're dealing with any shady vendors, credit card company will always side with you, the end consumer, in any dispute with a vendor. So if you're dealing with any even remotely shady vendors, or if you're worried about a vendor taking advantage of you, rental car company, for example, credit card company will usually take your side. So it's good to have a credit card company standing between you and the vendor, because the credit card company is going to help you in any disputes with that vendor. But that's it. I hope these tips somehow help you with managing your credit cards. I hope this video was helpful for you. If so, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm Joe James. Thanks for watching.